shit drop. You step all the way on their neck, step on their neck, and they heal that shit. Swear I need, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them all what time it is. Now I pop up like I said you will. I got time to kill, niggas till I die, I survive. You know how I get it, nice, but you don't show the skill, I show the skill, he ride, but you don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. I'm solid, circumcised, yeah, back to chill, know they want my life, I ain't work, I got rape for real, I got real soul, kill for it, nigga, watch it still. They say you can reach forward, lately do it now still. When you coming in fire, precious prayers, they ain't crying with me, they get down with trouble. I see them conspire on the line, the fire with me, feeling break, ain't no guidance, I don't trust you, so you can keep the feet, ain't my niggas don't keep the feel, and it feel like Jesus, they want some smoke, though, try to blow these chimney swings, coming like we coming, you can't even count, these niggas don't run it like we run it, bitch, don't even start, bitch, I'm with my niggas till he ain't to them through the bar, if you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch, bless your heart, find me, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them for what time it is, I pop up like I said you will, I got time to kill, ain't so I die, I survive, you know how I did it, got it up the blood, drink it good, you know how I feel, he nice, but you don't show the skill, how I show the skill, he ride, but you don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel, so I gotta make purple fight, yeah, back to chill, I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got break for real, take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused, you might not see it on me, clothes, women, that bitch fully loaded, yeah, we on the road, told them I need baby folks, boy, I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby children, got it out the dust, them too clean, don't know why they hate it, what you want all right now, girl, for the baby boy, you PK top though, certified road runner, I'ma turn that nigga alive into a dead tank, I got trouble saying shit, I act like they ain't front, they had that shit on lock, till I snap on them like gold cutters, you cannot play both sides, gotta choose the colors, see them throw that water with that W, that's my blood, y'all, find it, I ain't show no mercy, I'm gon' show them for what time it is, I pop up like I said you will, I got time to kill, ain't so I die, I survive, they know how I did it, got it up the blood, drink it good, they know how I feel, he nice, but he don't show the skill, how I show that you, he ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel, so I gotta make purple fight, yeah, back to chill, man, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rape for real. Chill.
Right for real, man. Shalom, Lord Christ, man. I'd like to start the class with saying Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabarakathum to all the brothers, and Yahweh Shamar Adathum by Hashem Yahweh Shah to all the sisters, man. This is the Tuesday night brotherhood class. I'm precinct officer of 500, Yerah Gabor, and we're going to get into it today, man. All right, today's topic is we need to separate from the world. And in the quotation marks or parentheses, I got heathen. Because if you are an Israelite and you know who you are, then you know that you are a special people. But you are a people who are supposed to be separate, right? All right, so we'll start the class off and let y'all know what we about. Here in the ISUPK, we're educating so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians about their true heritage, which is comprised of the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. Once our people begin to follow the laws of the Bible, God, or Yahweh in the Hebrew, will look down from heaven and have mercy on us. He'll also send Christ to free us from our oppression. Using the Bible, the ISUPK will fix all the problems in the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community, turning a lawless and immoral people into a law-abiding righteous people. The true nationality of the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians and West Indians of the North, Central, and South Americas are the true descendants of the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai in Hebrew, is their king, man, Most High in Christ. So again, let's clap it up, man, Most High in Christ. You know what I mean? And to go along with today's topic, right? Let's see what let's hear a few comments from the people in the class, man. What I want to say? So like, what are some things that goes on in the world? You know what I mean? I got the mic right there, young man. And you can just mention any of the things that goes on in the world.
I would say there's a lot of deception going on.
Deception, I'll take that most high.
A lot of deception, a lot of unnatural mishaps as well too.
Right. Anybody else want
So like if I may,
No,
my sister brought up just now was real deep. I don't know what you got on your mind for the class, but deception is like the main thing that's going on in the world. You know, we're in the truth. We're not in the world anymore, right? We can be in the world, but we're not of the world.
Right.
And then when you look around and see everything that's going on TV, radio, the movies, so on and so forth, everything is geared toward deceiving the children of Israel. So with that being in mind, within that deception is all kind of filthiness, lewdness, and everything you could think of that goes against the Most High in Christ is what's going on in the world. We talk about, tomorrow's the law class, for example, right? Everything that they tried to put on the children of Israel goes against breaking the law and not knowing who we are, getting us to eat and drink anything that we want to eat and drink, getting us to marry whoever we want to get married to without wise counsel, so on and so forth. But it's like it. That's my answer.
Sir. What's high in Christ? And if I may, you surely are a priest and prophet of the Lord, because everything you covered is exactly what I was going to pretty much cover today in the topic. Everything that goes on in the world is everything that does not follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And this is how you know that America, for instance, is not of the Most High. You got something to add to that?
Sir.
You sure? I know you got something.
I think it was already put perfectly, sir.
No sweat, man. Most High in Christ. Yeah. So the world consists of everything that's just not of the Lord. So everybody who responded or wanted to say something, man, all y'all answers would have been right, because we are living in a place where the righteous don't rule this nation. You know what I mean? This nation don't know what it will even feel like to be ruled by righteousness. And that's why we as a people have to separate from this place. Matter of fact, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. To know who you are gives you so much power in this place. I mean, it literally, when I became an Israelite, I felt the power to come away from the oppressor.
Right.
I felt, and how I knew, because I felt the power coming to me. All the things that he was telling me I was and what I should do, when I stopped doing that and got into what I really was and what I should be doing, then I felt that power. And I'm willing to die for it. You know what I mean? Because we are a people, are so special people. Just think about it. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, we've been slaves for years. And we went to every place on this planet, and we made it what? Flourish, rich. They living deliciously off of the things that we've done. So that lets you know we're a powerful people. Right now, you got the people, the heathen in Ghana, in Africa, they telling us to come back home. But what do you think is going to go on when we go back home? To where they say it's home. Salaki, if I may, it could come with my man, sir. I heard they got slave plantations over there in Ghana. Now, if we was at home and that was our home, what the heck is slave plantations doing in our home? We weren't the people like that. We weren't that type of people. That lets you know they not who we are. All right, we're not Africans. We are a special people unto the Lord.
Right.
Go ahead.
If I may, sir, the other day you brought up something very heavy. You were stating that all the presidents in the U.S. All had slaves except for Trump.
Yeah.
That's big. Every single president in the USA, every single president has had slaves. That's including Obama.
Right. that's heavy. That's one lot of Christ. And that's the wickedness of this nation. You're not. This is why we should never take part in those places. We should never join hands with them. Don't ever think that any politician or president is going to save you. When I was a kid growing up in school, they used to tell me California was a slave safe place. I mean, the way they made California sound, California could not do any wrong.
Right.
Here I am now, and I'm witnessing California trying to give reparations for the wrong things they've done to slaves. So if you ask me, where did blacks have a safe havens at? Nowhere. The only time we did have a safe havens was when we was going to fight for the oppressor against the oppressor. And after that, back in shackles, back in cuffs. You got that, Bible Kashaf?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So they said, we are a holy people unto the Lord God, thy God. And sister, if I may, you know what the word holy means?
If I may, sir, holy is pretty much like something that is not completely solid, something that has a whole bunch of holes in it.
No.
Like a Christian church. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, right. That's a good one. That's a good one. Also, but that's not exactly there, young man. You know what the word holy means?
That's not it, sir. Holy means to be set apart.
Right, damn right, to be set apart. So the word holy means to be set apart. So the Lord is right. This is what the Lord is telling us as Israelites here. Can you start from the top of the shop?
Verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
The Lord said we are a people that set apart according to him. And it said for the Lord thy God. Go ahead.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
No, he chose America. He chose everybody in the whole wide earth, the whole world, to be a special people. Go ahead. Read that from the top again.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
He's chosen Israel to be a special people unto himself. And that's possessive in its own word. You know what I mean? In its own term. If you understand that to himself, he's saying, I'm not sharing you with anybody. You are mine. All right? So that white Jesus that you're praying to is not, the Most High don't agree with that. He's not sharing him with you. You know what I mean? He's not, that's not Jesus. You know, he's not a part of the Most High lineage. You know what I mean? And then you go with all these other nations, brothers go to jail and become Muslims. And they think they found Allah. They don't know who they worship. But we know as an Israelite, for you to do that, man, the Lord is angry with that. He find anger in that. Go ahead.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
No, we underneath all people.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So the Lord said he loved you above all people. You know who all people are? Those people who are not Israelites. Those Africans in Ghana, in Egypt, and those people who are occupying our land in Israel, and the Europeans, here and the Americans. They look at you like you less than them. They leave you at the border and separate you from your kids. But guess what? The Most High says you are what?
Above all people upon the face of the earth.
He said you are above all people. The word above sets you separate from all people. And it don't just separate you from all people. It puts you on high above all people. Why? Because you are the most talented. Why are we the most talented? Why are we the most talented people? Are we just happen to be talented?
Like it, sir, because we're the salt of the earth.
We're the salt of the earth, man, most high in Christ. And we got the favor, we got the blessing of the Lord. You know what I mean? They tried this for dang. What's his name? Mutombo? I mean, not Mutombo, but what's it? Giannis, the NBA player? Yeah, he thought he was gonna come over here and just rule. That boy been injured at least 2 or 3 seasons since he's been here. You can't get over here and think you're gonna just take over sports in general. You know what I mean? Like now they make it ice hockey, or what's that little thing where they run the little thing across the ice so the little ball. They make it all types of symbols. They don't want black people to win nothing. You know what I mean? They can't beat us in swimming. They get one person who can swim, and they're like, oh, wow. That's because black people, we don't want to swim. We swim enough. It's lucky. We don't want to get picked in that tough water, man.
Absolutely, sir. If I may, there's a sport, like parkour sport. It's
Okay.
called S1.
Uh-huh.
This year, for the first time, there's a black man who actually competed in it, and he competed. They stole it from him. He was supposed to get first, but they took it from him because it was the first time that a black person in that sport, and they pretty much just didn't want to score him a high score on the last course because of it, even though he's without a doubt the most physically talented and just like mentally secure person to be able to do the things that he's able to do with no fear. They took it from him just because it's a white sport though.
Right.
And there are no black people doing it.
Wow. And you know what? That's not the first time. It's not the first time that happened. That happened when we first tried to. We had our own league, the Negro League, and then they had the major leagues. And when they brought Jackie Robinson, I believe, I don't know if he was surely the first one. I believe he might have been, but when they brought him over there, man, that brother, he could have hit more home runs than he did. He got a few threats. He got a few demands not to do that. Same as boxing. When we started boxing with them, oh yeah, you best believe a couple of brothers had to take. You know what I mean? And that's what they do because if we put our hands on it, it's ours. That's just the mind state of all Israelites, whether in this all 12 tribes. Look how they try to exile us out of baseball, and who came over and took over baseball? The Dominicans. Good night. And them brothers can hit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm surprised that any oppressor still playing baseball.
Right.
The way the Dominicans are playing. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we are the salt of the earth. But the Lord wants us to be separate from these nations, man, because he's not with them. And if we separate ourselves from them, the power of us, man, look, our greatness are really show. Can you imagine that? And we don't have separation, don't mean leave here. No, that's not what that means. Go ahead.
If I may, sir, something I learned myself recently was Moses Fleetwood Walker was actually the first African American pro baseball player, and he was there 6 decades before Jackie Robinson.
Okay.
Just put that out there.
Right, one time in class. Let's applaud that. One time in class. Hey, you know how many times he got spit on? He probably got spit on more than he had home runs. Right. His food was probably messed up more than he put on a uniform. You know what I mean? Because they hate us, and they're not for us, man. That's why we need to separate from them. The best way to see your talent is to be separate from them. We start our own teams. What's the name of that sport you just mentioned?
I think it's SP1.
What if we start a SP1 black team? Ooh, Let's start an NFL league. Let's just go against them. Let's start a national basketball team, and all the black people be on one team against them. Let's do it with baseball. Take all the Dominicans. Come on, you my brother. We'll go against them. What would they have? Nothing. Them owners wouldn't have $1 billion, trillion. They wouldn't have it. You know what I mean? And this is why we need to separate, because we bring wealth to them, and we need to start bringing it to ourselves. You know what I mean? Go ahead, sir.
If I may just back up a little bit. You brought up the issue with Ghana, Africa, right?
Yes, sir.
You know, I saw a post several days back where, you know, the government of Ghana was, quote unquote, supposedly apologizing to black people.
Okay.
You know, and if you paid any kind of attention to what's going on with Ghana, they're inviting a lot of so-called, quote unquote, black Americans back to Ghana to live, to bring that dollar. Right. So they issuing this apology, but that apology is vain. It doesn't mean anything. You know, it's just another way of deception, as the sister brought out, to getting us to come back over there because we identify with them so much. Right. And everything, once again, is against Israel. And, you know, African can never, ever apologize for what they've done to us as a nation.
Right.
You know, so they're brainwashing the masses. But I shouldn't say the masses, but quite a few, quote unquote, Israelites to bring their money back to Ghana. You know, that's deception once again, issuing a fake apology to bring the dollars back because they know that we're such, quote unquote, happy slaves. We're happy in America, right? Making all this money. But now you mean there's, quote unquote, African nation that wants to take us back home. So they don't want you there. They just want your money.
Right. I'm sorry, Christ, man. That's everything. And again, that's along the topic of what can you do for me?
Right.
What can you do for me? Of course, they would take all of us back.
Yeah.
And listen, don't get it confused. You don't think that the oppressors they're showing them how bad we are here, killing each other. We got women wanting to sell their body and the influences we have on our kids and people, but you still want us? It's something there that we don't see, but here in ISUPK, we see it. Go ahead, sis.
If I may, sir, what you're saying is so heavy, especially as far as deception. So the reason why a lot of people are moving to Ghana is going to start with the celebrities. I believe, if I'm correct, Stevie Wonder was one of the first celebrities to move out there. He bought a whole bunch of land out there in Ghana and told everybody, why don't you come out here? Everybody's like, oh, Stevie Wonder moved out there, so why don't we move out there? You know, he's a legend. So now all of a sudden, you got Stevie Wonder, you got even Bay Area legends like Dwayne Wiggins, all these people out there buying property in Ghana now because it's supposed to bring in all of our people, Black people, natives, Latinos. They want everybody to come out there, but it starts with the Black celebrities. That's the deception.
Yes, Most High in Christ. That's right, sis. Most High in Christ. And they've done that for years. I don't know if y'all really noticed it or I know I don't want to come out. I've probably seen a lot of it, but they'll pick one person, the likeablest person, and they'll bring them in, and guess what that attracts? More people who want to be like them. That's why I tell my son, don't be like anything you see on TV. Don't be that. Be Mashah.
Right.
Whatever that is. Listen, I don't, at this point in time, be you. As long as you follow the laws of the Lord, be yourself. You know what I mean? That's what I tell them, man. But with that, let's drop that. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26, Baba Kashat. And then today we're talking about separation, man. And the Lord do not want us to be with these people. You know, these other nations are they're poison to us, man. You know what I mean? They're not good. Look at Tiger Woods. Ooh, weak. And the sad part is our celebrities black men work hard to get out the ghetto, get out of the ghetto, and marry an oppressor. And all the money that they made, the what you worked for, you work to get out. Because you say, hey, if I'm that person who can get my family out, I'll get my family generational wealth, right? But when you go marry this oppressor woman or this heathen woman, when you marry her, she has your wealth now. And you're going to have a kid with her. And then that kid's going to grow up with some of her custom and yours. But he's not going to relate to you. He's going to relate more to her. That's how society has it now. You know what I mean? Like, for whatever reason, they have it as, you see people winning wars. First thing they say, y'all like to thank my mama. Then they say they like to thank God. But you never hear no one mention their fathers, even if their fathers is in their life.
Right.
Because society turns it that way. Like me, myself, I grew up knowing all my mama's side. Probably know about 10 people on my daddy's side. Why is that? If you're the seed of your father, why don't I know my father's side? And that's the mental aspect that this society has played on us. They flipped everything that the Lord said and made it for themselves. They keep us in sin while they live their life in the way that the Lord sees fit. All right, you got that, Baba Kasha?
Come. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy.
So the Lord said you should be separate unto him because he's separate. What does that mean? I mean, he's only for you, black man, Hispanic man, and Native man. He's only your Lord. He don't know the oppressor. He don't know the Asian man. He don't know the African. He only know Israel. And with you knowing that, you should want to be separate to him too. That's a commitment that you want any being walking on this earth. To know that they're going to tell you, hey, I'm yours and you are mine. That's special. Go ahead.
Come. And have severed you from other people.
What does severed mean?
So it needs to be cut off.
Cut off, man. If I take this sword right here and to my finger, this finger is no more here. It's severed, separate, not to come back again. All right, go ahead.
Come. That ye should be mine.
That ye shall be mine. Mine is possessive. He didn't say I'm gonna share you with Allah. He didn't say I'm gonna share you with even to who they call Jesus Christ. Christ said, if I'm not mistaken, Christ said don't worship him, don't praise him. Only person who should be praised is the Most High. So who is Christians following? I follow the Most High. I know who my king is.
Right.
But I follow the Most High.
That's right.
All right. So with that, let's drop that. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8.
Come.
And again, we're talking about separation. And in this class, we're going to show you how separation. The Lord is not a man who wants to bring everything together. He never wanted to have a unity camp. No, he wants one Israel,
Right.
one nation. Go ahead, sis.
If I may, sir, what you're saying is so heavy. I can bring up a good fact.
Please.
The movie, The Best Man, the whole cast, all the men in that movie are married to oppressors. You can research that. Every single black man in that movie is married to an oppressor.
I believe
Every
it.
single one.
I believe it.
It's crazy.
But you know why, right?
Hollywood.
No, that's what you have to do. If you want a successful life, that's what you have to do. Think about it. Why did Tiger Woods go mess with a heathen? And then he left her after she broke his back. It took all his money. He left her. He made his money back, fixed his back, and went and got another one. Hey, man, you know what I mean? It's just why? It's the image. Because in our mind, we think once we get that, we're at the top. And why the whole time you're thinking that, as soon as you got around with that woman, you know what she's gonna do? She know that she can just make one phone call and mess your whole life up. She has control. That's like a dog on a leash. That's what you are to her, a dog on a leash. And she has you there, and you better do what she say do. And if you snap at her, she's gonna cry, call the police, and man, that might be your last time to see this earth. The oppressor is wicked. You know what I mean? Especially the women. It's a lot. You got that about the shop?
Come. It's like I said, Deuteronomy 30 and 8.
Deuteronomy chapter 31, about the shop, 31 and 8.
Come.
No, 32 and 8. It's a lot.
Come. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Okay, so this is scripture for you. Now, we all come from Adam, everybody. But he had a special place for the children of Israel. He said, y'all get y'all dibs first. Y'all get y'all's first. And he gave us ours first. And then the rest of the people, they fell in. That's what happened. Israel always been the number one in the Lord's life.
Right.
And we should get back to making sure we put him number one in our life. And if you put him number one in your life, you will separate yourself from everything that goes on in this world, and you will do everything that this Bible tells you to do. All right? Let's drop that Bible shot.
Well, I guess I may.
No, go ahead, sir. Come.
What you said is so heavy, and and what you just said, it's real simple to us, right?
Right.
That you put the Most High first, follow laws, statutes, and commandments, right? It's like to us that's simple, but for somebody that's not inside these walls, somebody who's not in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge,
Right.
they will hear what you're saying, and they will say, somebody who may be passing through the channel, this Ethernet, known as YouTube or whatever the case may be, and they hear this priest and prophet bringing this out, and they will say to themselves, damn, I do that, right?
Right.
But I just don't want it to get passed, right? Because you're bringing it out over and over again about the laws, statutes, and commandments, right? But what they fail to realize is that when they hear this preach bringing this out, they think, because what they, feel in their hearts, and with this emotional thing inside their chest,
Right.
Right? Not understanding that the, heart is the mind.
Right.
They skip right over keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments because they want to, once again, it's like it's over and over and over again, want to eat what they want to eat, right? Because they'll say they doing this, but while they're eating a pork chop.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I just didn't want it to go by.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that out there. But like I said, because what you brought up was so heavy, and Christians think that they're doing that. You know what I mean? But they're not.
No.
So go ahead.
Yeah, no, sir. And that's the trickery.
Right.
That's the trickery that the oppressor uses. That's why Christianity is so wicked.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if you tell half of them people something, and maybe if the oppressor was to say it, that's the thing. And there's some oppressors who do say it, but they don't want to hear that.
Right.
Because it makes them feel good. Or like me when I was in the world, it's because my grandma was a Christian, and I just know for a fact that's meant for me because I grew up learning it. Everything you grow up learning don't mean it's right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I had to make full adjustments about life. If I would have took what I learned growing up and applied it to now, I would have been dead years ago. I would have been dead. If I would have did that, I would have just been a whoremonger with a lot of kids everywhere. Don't even know where they at, half of them, their name or that. You know what I mean? Like I just would have been out of line. But that's what I learned growing up. So we have to change our mind frame and get back we have to change our mind frame and learn what's right. And the only way we can learn what's right is here in ISUPK. We can manage it right. You know what I mean? That's the man on the ground right there. I think the Lord put commanded general out in all the generals and the captains and the officers and the troopers. And man, I thank God for all y'all brothers, man, because every day I wake up, I know it's another brother who living like me.
Right.
Who going through what I'm going through. We fighting together.
Right.
To change the mass. And Israel started off just like this. They were small. It started off a few rumors, mumbling going around. Man, we gotta get up out of here. Gotta change the way we live.
Right. Right.
Then Moses went ahead and said, "No, I'm gonna kick it off then."
Right.
And then it started from there. So the ISUPK is where the seed will be planted. And then the good thing about it that we can't be infiltrated by no outside people.
Yeah,
so the
right.
seed's going to be planted in here, and it's going to grow into what it needs to grow into.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Most High in Christ of that.
It's like, I don't want to sidebar too much, but what you're bringing out once again is heavy because, to see brothers and sisters coming to this truth, and I'm just going to shout you out just for a quick moment, right? To see a brother coming to this school, right? And see a brother being introduced to the laws, statutes, and commandments, the truth, being introduced to brotherhood, right? And then seeing that brother young, I'm talking about you, so you're Roger Bar,
Appreciate
right?
it.
Coming in here and you can see the tug that the world has on a person. You know what I'm saying? To see you come to this truth as a young man, and then as a trooper, and see the world tugging on you, and to see you triumph and overcome all that stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to watch my tongue.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And to see, like I say, to actually see the struggle, to see the battle, to see a brother learn how to accept brotherhood. You understand what I'm saying? To see a brother actually cast off demons.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right, sir.
So it's like big ups to you,
That same thing go to you brothers, man. Y'all brothers help me out. And
Right.
a lot of y'all might not know what the other one was referring to. You know what I mean? But the old me, I came into the school, I thought I was in it. And boy, they ain't heard from me about I disappeared for about 6 months. I said almost a year.
Right.
And then I came back. And that's how it works. You'll get in here and you'll be like, okay, I'm hearing it. And you gotta, you'll make a choice to say, well, say for me. Something else out here I'm doing. You know what I mean? That got me my attention more. But when you go back and you touch that fire again and you get burned,
Right.
Then you turn around and you say, well, wait a minute, there was something over here that was right. And that's how the Lord works for everybody who came in the truth. All the brothers in the Bible, they came in. Why do you think you get a new name? You become a new person. Once you prove yourself to be worthy of that name, hold on to that name. That name means so much. And I don't understand how brothers can allow their name to go back to what it once was. When you were nobody.
Right.
You come in here, you are a man, you are an officer, you are a warrior for the Most High.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So to run all these brothers and brotherhood, man, that's amazing.
It's like that. I don't know. It's like if we're belaboring the point, right? But to see a brother come in here, right, and know what he's capable of, right? Knowing how capable he is of causing destruction out there in the world. I know who you are. You understand what I'm saying? And for the Most High to change that, and you come in here and bring all those gifts, talents, and skills to build the kingdom. Right.
Yeah, sir. And that's how the Lord does. I'm trying to go back to my neighborhood. They don't want to hear nothing. So they don't even go back no more.
Right.
Ain't no use. If they don't want to hear me, they know, just because I know who my brothers are in the world, still love them. The brothers who wear different colors, love them brothers too. They doctrine can accept it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I love them brothers, and I hope that they will wake up and get in this truth and build the Lord's army in a fashion that it's supposed to be, in a demeanor and the principle that it's supposed to have behind it. All right, so man, young man, you brother, you got it, and
Christ.
And to say envy is not even right, but you're young and you're where every brother wanted to be, because if I had the chance to be where you are with the mind frame, the guidance that you got, brother, you got the potential here, man, to shake up Northern California, man. You know what I mean? And I look forward to it, man. So with that, Baba Kashah, let's get Genesis chapter 10, verse 5. And sister, you too. To all the sisters, man, y'all got the potential, man. This truth it's not a cakewalk because we don't live this life. We didn't live this life before. You know what I mean? It's just like how we used to live in the world. You get in the world and you do something, even smoking weed your first time. You would be nervous. Should I hit it? What should I do with this? I'm going to die. I'm going to pack. And you did it and it became easy. It became easy to do it. And when you get in this school, if you're serious about this work, it becomes easy to do. And you share yourself for the world and you push forward for the Lord, man. Because we need leaders. I know at one point in time they said there's too many Indians and not enough chiefs. That still stands. It's no chiefs. There's no chiefs here. But you'll find the real chiefs here in ISUPK.
That's right.
You know, our women won't be half naked on uncut. You know what I mean? Our man won't be having alternative lifestyle parties, sending out pictures of themselves to other men, you know, all in the videos. Right. You know, it's just not right. You know, we got to build this nation up, and it has to be with zeal and order and structure. And that's where the ISUPK falls in. Yeah, you got that, Baba Kashah?
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 10, verse 5. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families, in their nations.
That's division. He divided everyone up according to who they were, according to their tongues, and according to their nations, right? Well, America is so the opposite. America wants you to come together. America wants to bring all tongues together, all families together, and all nations together. The Lord is not with America. Go ahead.
That's like that's why they call America the big melting pot.
Yeah. But the Lord never wanted that. So you see how America just is not with you can see it's not lining up. And it really puzzles me. That's why I did this class. I'm like, dang, people really think that we're having a good life and we're living a good life. It's almost scary to think that you're doing anything good in this place. especially if it comes out amongst it. Like if I'm in this truth. When I get out in my life, I feel like it came from me doing what I'm doing in this school. If I was to hit the lottery, it came because I'm in this school. And I know what to do with that money.
Right.
In the world, if you hit the lottery, that's a curse. You might want to just, hey, you might want to watch it. Because that might be the same thing that kill you. You know what I mean? So you got, it's a curse. You know, it's a lot of people who win a lottery and be broke 4 or 5 years later looking for the next lottery ticket. You know what I mean? It's a curse. So a lot of things that a lot of people say, well, I'm blessed with, it's not always blessing. All right? So let's drop that. Let's go to Genesis chapter 25, verse 23 about the shot.
Come on.
Again, we're talking about separation and how the Lord was a separatist. He wanted to separate us all from everyone. He didn't want us to be with these people. And we're going to see how the Lord separated us from our brother. Go ahead, Baba Gisha.
Come. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
The Lord told her, hey, there's two separate nations in your womb. Not the same. When a woman have a baby and she have twins, those brothers are the same. Right? They're the same lineage. But this one was different. When she had these kids, he told her off top, they are not the same. And the Lord was separating things from the beginning. Can you imagine that? In the womb, he said, now this is going to be separate. That shows you what type of God he is. He separated 2 in the womb. Go ahead, sir.
Come. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
They were separate from one another. They were 2 separate people. And he said one of these people will be stronger than the other people. And who's stronger than blacks, Hispanics, and natives? I mean, dang. Look at how society has treated us. And we're still here. This is why they're taking a shot and all the people, you could die. It's America trying to kill the minorities. You take the shot, you're gonna die. Man, listen, take that shot. Because ain't nothing they've done killed us yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? It ain't nothing that they tried. They're still trying.
Right.
What do you think?
We don't die. We multiply.
We made baby kids. Hey, that was my favorite show. Tear it up. You know you're gonna tear it up. But no, that's serious. You know what I mean? Like they have, and look at their agendas today. What are they trying to do to destroy us? Name one. Young man, let's go with you first.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood, Most High in Christ. That's a good one. So, give me one.
Just the government in general.
I need some more. I want some more. Give me some. What are they?
Healthcare.
Healthcare? Take. So you want to give a stab at one?
Court system.
The court system. That's another one. You know what's the biggest one that I can just see that y'all will be like, oh, I'm gonna say that. The alternative lifestyle movement.
Right.
That's still look, because when you do that, I don't have to worry about you having any more kids. Right. I don't have to worry about you bringing any more seeds in this world. All I got to do is tell you that God loves you no matter who you with and what you do, right. And take that monkeypox, smallpox, whatever it is.
If I may, sir, I should have just said the Christian church.
Oh yeah, no, you could have said that too. But the alternative lifestyle, it's a different thing now. And look who wants to come and be a part of it the most. All of blacks, Hispanics, and natives. We support that movement more than anything because we know how I feel to be left out. But did it ever come to anybody? Did they ever think that it was meant for us to be left out? If we were left out, we wouldn't have to be a part of this. Right. Go ahead, Bob.
It's lucky, sir, but someone brought to my attention recently where they're saying because of the oppression we receive being Black and Latino,
Mhm.
when we see that culture
Yeah.
and the fact that they're so free and they don't have to suffer any oppression, that's the reason they want to grasp onto that identity.
Oh, wow.
Because they have oppression in their true identity, so they grasp onto something that's outside of themselves to escape the oppression.
Damn. I clap that up. And I never looked at it like that, but that makes the most sense. It's not like instant anymore. Let me see what's going on. Okay. Yeah, that makes the most sense, Baba Kashar, Salakia. Yeah, that from the bottom. That makes the most sense. Because they want to be a part of this community so they can say, well, hey, I'm Black, but I'm this. I live an alternative lifestyle. I'm not like that. And they still don't care. Still kill them. It doesn't matter to them, unfortunately. Anything else on that, Baba Kashar?
Come. The elder shall serve the younger.
Go ahead.
Verse 24. What's the luck? He said that's the
No, go ahead.
Oh, verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
So I just want to break this out that it was an older and there was a younger. And the older was going to serve the younger. As we read in 24, these are two twins. Go ahead.
25. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment.
Ooh, Salakia. Sis. The first one came out red like a hairy garment. Do you know who that baby is? This is like an Israelite Murray question. Do you know who that baby is?
Sound like Murray.
Sorry. So, sis, you want to take a shot at it? Who was that hairy red baby? No sweat. Listen, it's okay. Want to take a shot at it, young man?
Right in front of me, but
Esau, right? Esau. And who was Esau?
it's the white man.
The white man. The oppressor. Salakia, you know what I mean? The oppressor. That's who that baby was. Red and hairy. Yes, them.
The progenitor of a white man.
The progenitor. Yeah, he was the first, right? He was the first one. You can imagine how hairy that baby was. Salakia. Continue on. Go ahead.
It's like if I may just, just go back a little bit. He was regeneration of Cain.
Okay.
The spirit, the same spirit that Cain had was regenerated into Esau, so-called regenerative white race now. So I just want to throw that in.
Yeah, no sweat. The water on the wine. And that's good to know, which is also another form of, we also know reincarnation is real.
Right.
So that's what that was. That spirit was brought back into him, bringing that back out.
Right.
So, go ahead.
Come. And they called his name Esau. 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel.
So the younger brother came out after he came out. But when he came out, he had his hand on his heel. Go ahead.
Come. And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
So Jacob was his name, who came out with the hand on the heel. And what that was symbolic in itself. He let them know, look, I got you.
Right.
I got you. And you're not getting away from me this easy.
Right. It's like if I may,
Go ahead.
add a little levity to the class. It's like when his hand is on his heel, he's like, "Oh hell no!"
Right.
It's like
right.
It's like
No, that's heavy.
My bad.
No, that's heavy, sir. And just to give a little bit more insight, in her womb, it wasn't nice.
Right.
She didn't have a nice pregnancy.
Right.
They were in there throwing bones.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's why he came up with the hand on the heel.
Yeah.
Come
right.
what do you see? I can't say it. He said, "Bring your butt here, boy."
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? He would bring it here.
Right.
We still got something. We still getting it on.
Right.
And he came out. But the key was the Most High said that the oldest would serve the youngest.
Yeah, right.
And have we seen that yet? So will the world end anytime soon?
God.
Think so? You think we ain't gonna be able to see it? You think this world gonna be gone? We ain't gonna see it. Now, the Lord said the oldest will serve the youngest.
Right.
So if the oldest will serve the youngest, and we ain't seen that yet, do you think we ain't gonna see it?
So like I said, we are going to see it.
We gonna see it?
God.
You believe we gonna see it? Yeah, I'm right. I believe we gonna see it, and that might be the time when we see it, because Scriptures say that one world will pass, and another will be over.
If I may, sir, it's happening now. If you ask me, if you watch the news, you see all this natural world disaster. You see all these people killing each other, all these unknown disappearances and storms and floods. I think it's happening now.
Right. I mean, and I think you're right. But the thing is, we're going to see this. We're going to see it. And even if we might not see it how most people think it is, and most people might think that we'll see it because we'll be at the top and they'll be in the ghettos and we'll be the rich ones and the famous. And no, that's not what the Lord is saying. What we're doing here in this school is claiming that throne. They're going to serve us. They don't know it. They are. Because we're righteous. We live our life righteously. And what we do here, they are going to have no choice but to respect what we do here. They're going to end up breaking down and letting us know. Like, I think Putin released some type of picture trying to say that Jesus was black.
Right.
So the more they fight with each other, it's going to come out. And then it's going to begin to circulate. And then you're going to see the righteous people of the Lord, they're going to start serving us. Go ahead, sis.
If I may, one more thing, sir.
Yes.
General Yohana brought up something so deep the other day.
Commanding General Yohana.
Commander General Yohana brought up something very deep the other day.
Yeah.
What he said was, everybody in the Christian church thinks when the world is coming to an end, that means, oh, you better find God and he's going to open the gates of heaven and it's going to be this and it's going to be that. He said, no, when God comes down on this earth, what he's going to end up doing is he's going to wipe out all the oppressors and all the people that are not Israelites. Mm-hmm. And that's what it means when it says God is coming to this earth. And that's pretty much what's happening now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Facts, sis. And the Christian church also believe that it's going to be a rapture. Mm-hmm. You just going there with that, sir?
It's like, I'm just going to land back on what the sister's saying. You know, that's right on time because that's the time to big up, you know, the Midwest Cookout.
Right.
Commander General Yohana's lecture on his, you know, I'm paraphrasing, you know, his World War III imminent, basically. So, you know, Commander General Yohana is going to be throwing it down at the Midwest Cookout, a lecture about World War III.
Right. The cookout gonna be fire, man. I don't know if y'all know, but everything the UPK does is fire.
Right.
It's just it's top of the chart. You know, it's like they follow us to see what we gonna do, so they can try to beat them to the punch. We brought it out on Black Watch, man. We've had this plan for months. As soon as we start promoting it, then they want to have a 500 LGBTQYZ march down O Block.
Right. Perfect.
And look, the Iowa for South Pecan brought it out so heavy. They did it at 8 o'clock in the morning. What? None of the brothers from O Block, man, them brothers gonna sleep at 5 in the morning. Right. And you come at 8, you think you're doing something? No, we don't do that. When we go to camp, we wait till we know all the brothers are there.
That's right.
We want to go. We want you to be there. We want to see. We want it, man. It's like, go ahead, man.
It's like they've been up smoking crack all night.
Right.
They're hitting it at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's like,
hey, man, this shows you the wickedness in it.
right.
You know what I mean? And then they marching down the street like cops. The same cordons, same steps.
Right.
It's all just like the police officers.
In the
military. Facts. All right, so let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 37. About this shot.
Sloppy, sir.
Deuteronomy 32 and 37. And this is what how the Lord feels about.
Sloppy, sir.
Uh-huh.
Chapter 33 and 37 or 32?
No, Deuteronomy 32 and 37 about the Lord has proven himself to us over and over again.
Right. For chapter 32,
Uh-huh.
it only goes up to verse 32.
37.
Oh.
Genesis 32?
No, good one.
Oh, Salakia.
No, that's okay. No sweat. No sweat.
You've been working on that.
That's all right. That's all right.
Salakia.
That's all right. No sweat. But the Lord has promised us over and over and over, prove himself to us over and over again. He showed us who he is to us. He told us who we should be to him and who he is to us.
Right.
But we don't listen. So this is what the Lord said about that. You know what I mean? The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 37.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 37. And he shall say, where are their gods, their rock in whom they trusted?
Ooh-wee. So the Lord shall say, where is your gods? The ones who you trusted in, who you put, that was your power. Where is he at? Go ahead, Baba Bishop.
38. Which did eat the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offering.
Man, that reminds me of they holy days, they Thanksgivings, and they Christmases. They God, he eats that. He loves that. He loves when they go make them turkeys on Thanksgiving. He loves when they cook them ham hocks and them chitlins on Christmas and New Year's. He loves that. And when they get drunk and get to drinking, he loves that. God loves that. Go ahead.
Let them rise up and help you and be your protection.
Let them be your protection. That's what the Lord's saying to you. But for the last 500 years, we served their gods. And how many times have their gods protected us? 0 times. They're right. Look at the brothers and sisters in Haiti. Fought for their independence. Stayed independent, separated. Where's the God that you don't think it's Christians over there in Haiti? They're over there. Where the God at? Where the Christian God at? You know what I mean? Where's the Christian God for us here? I mean, we still losing. So that shows you that their gods don't exist. What they feed you is a lie. And while you're buying into their lie, they're trying to take favor and steal your God and your religion. Which brings me to another point. Let's go to 1 Malachi, 1 Maccabee, chapter 1, verse 11, about the shop. This is in the Apocrypha. They are these are culture vultures. I love the way that sounds. You know what I mean? These are culture vultures, man. And if you don't pay attention, they're going to take your culture.
Right, sir. 1 Maccabees.
1 and 11. And really, it's not even a culture for you. This is a way of life. So this should mean even more to blacks, Hispanics, and natives. 1 and 11. Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11. Go ahead, Baba Kashaw, you got it?
Come on. This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
So wicked men left Israel. They left. They wouldn't go out. Go ahead, Baba Kashaw.
Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Who that sound like? Martin Luther King. He telling y'all, let's go. We shall overcome. Listen, I don't care how much they cut them water holes on you, they sick them dogs on you, or even beat you and slap you and spit in your food. Sit there and eat it. They're going to like us. We got to go with them because without them, we won't have anything. We won't have nothing. We're dependent on these people. This is what these wicked men are saying. But we're going to continue on, Baba Kashab, verse 12.
Verse 12. So this device pleased them well. 13.
Mhm.
Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Look, so they went forth and they were so with them that the king said, look, I know you with me. That's like them Supreme Court justices who the so-called the Gentiles who are up there now, who's sitting up there. They didn't just pick. They just didn't get there on their own. No, somebody picked them. They said, you know what? You're really one of us. You'll go good up here. Come on. You can't have a lot of you, but you're the special. And when they get up there, they're going to do exactly what they want them to do. All right, go ahead.
Verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
So they came in where our home is, and they built a place of exercise for the heathen, in the way of the heathen. That's like the Christian church. Come straight to the ghetto. Go ahead, Baba Bishop.
Oh, that's lucky, sir. I was just wondering, within this captivity, did they build a gymnasium like the Romans?
Yes, exactly. But then what do they do in that gymnasium? What do they do in there?
Alternative lifestyle.
Yeah, everything the heathen would do. Slam, smack in Jerusalem. And the custom of that, the reason for that was to do what? Blow my mind.
It's lucky to take them away from the customs of Israel.
To take them away, but it's a little bit more. They were trying to
Destroy Israel?
They were trying to pull more in.
Come.
You're going to put it slam in your face. TV, channel 0.
Come.
They put it live on TV. And when your kids see that two boys are kissing on TV, he's going to then say what?
That's okay.
It's okay for two boys to kiss. This is in the Bible. This is happening well before it's happening now. All right, let's continue, Bible Bishop.
Come. Verse 15. And make themselves uncircumcised.
Ooh wee. Now look at that. Now I'll give you. I know I don't want to know it. The young man. What do you think it meant? What is that term in here? Now, this term uncircumcised is fitting this scripture. So start from the top Bible the shop and tell me what you think it is saying.
So, like, sir, I believe it's making them unholy people.
Unclean people.
Unclean people.
Yes. As you think about it, if you uncircumcised, that's not clean. You know what I mean? Because the Lord likes everything to be clean and indecently. But unholy is well on point too. You know what I mean?
It's like, if I may,
Concept.
and what you're saying is right? You know, it's to turn away from the law, statutes, and commandments. You know, and it made me think back to, looking at TV several years back where you talk about making yourself uncircumcised, right? In the world, there was actually, this is a sidebar, there was actually a movement, to cause men, specifically Israelite men, but they try to market to the world, right? To make yourselves uncircumcised. To the point where there was actually a procedure. We're not talking about the circumcision of the heart, the circumcision of the mind. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the circumcision of the rod. You understand what I'm saying? To actually make yourself uncircumcised. They had a procedure for that. You understand what I'm saying? So, Salaki, I just brought up, made me think about it, but they actually had a procedure for that to make yourself uncircumcised. Yeah, we understand that it's turning yourself from the law, statutes, and commandments, but I wouldn't even doubt that during these times that's where that quote unquote procedure came from.
Wow, so damn, that's heavy. Go ahead, young man.
Sergeant want to say the oppressor is the devil.
All right. All right, man. All right. And it's crazy because it also was a movement around that, around my era where a lot of women just wasn't getting their kids circumcised.
Right.
They just, whether, I don't know if they was like, they think it's hurting them or whatever it was. Listen, they wasn't doing it. So it's a lot of brothers that just it doesn't have it.
Right.
And that started later. You know what I mean? That started around the 70s, 80s.
Right.
Just stopped it. Go ahead, sis.
And what you're saying is so heavy because in Africa, they don't actually believe in customs that we do as Israelites. In Africa, they actually make their women get circumcised as well too, which is not of God. And that is beyond me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. See, but this is the thing. Those are heathens.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the law don't apply to them.
Right.
And this is why it's so important for us to understand that these laws are for us. It's ours. They don't listen. Let them. And listen. I don't want to sound cool, but I pray they circumcise a lot more women over there, if that's what they want to do. I pray that Planned Parenthoods that nothing but oppressors go there. I think nothing but oppressors should go to Planned Parenthood.
That's right.
I think that. They let me be the doctor. You'll never have to worry about coming back again. It's a lock in. It's a lock in. But no, that's just for them. What they create to destroy you, it turns back. Just like crack. Just like any other drug. What's this drug that's killing? Fentanyl. Now it's hitting their communities. Now they got to put a stop to it. Same with crack. Same with weed. Same with guns.
Right.
Once they put it out for us, it goes back for them. And now they want to stop it. And this is how the law works. This is how you know you're a special people. Because they can't kill you, but they can kill themselves. All right? I'll hold your peace 1 second. Let's finish this up. And I got you, sis. I got you.
Come. Verse 15. And make themselves uncircumcised,
Unclean.
and forsook the holy covenant,
Mm-hmm.
and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief.
Okay, so they were sold to do evil. They gave up the covenant. And then went and wanted to take part in the evilness. This is the world today. Everybody want to be a rapper, and they don't care what it takes. You hear about people sacrificing people. We know that's the wrong thing to do, but you hear people embracing it. People molest people, grow older, and they molest people. It is just that everything we do, we're doing it because we learn from these heathens. And we think it's okay, but it's not. Sis, go ahead.
Oh, Khan, if I may, sir, what you said is so heavy because anything that comes back to them and affects them in a negative way, they're always going to find a way to get rid of it. If it comes back to us in a negative way, it's okay. Just like the governor in Oakland, she asked for a pay raise. She asked for a $75,000 pay raise. Oakland is horrible right now, but she got denied that. But the reason why she's asking for that pay raise is because she's 100% into excuse my language, I hope I'm saying this okay, but she's 100% pro-Asian rights. And it has nothing to do with, African Americans or Latinos or Native Americans. It 100% has to do with her helping Asian Pacificers and all this stuff. So it's just sad. So now she wants to make that an issue because she feels like, oh, I should get a pay raise because I'm helping my Asian community. But now she got denied of that because everybody else in the community is just like, that's not okay. What are you doing for the rest of the community? But in reality, that's not her agenda. It's not about the rest of the community. It's about trying to make things better for everybody else except for us.
Right. That's the whole purpose. That's their plan. And the thing about that is I was doing some research on the way here, and he told me that she actually didn't request a pay raise. So the city council actually is voting on giving her a pay raise because other mayors around her is getting this pay raises or getting that certain amount of money, so they figure she should do it. They want to give it to her. Regardless of the condition, this shows you that they don't care about you. Why would you pay somebody more money who's like, I wish my job would do that, sir. Give me a raise and not let me do anything. I mean, come on. That's right? No, they don't care about you. And what she's saying now, she's trying to seem like she's such a good mayor. She's saying, I don't even want the $75,000 or 75. Is it 75,000?
75,000.
Yeah, I don't want the 75,000. Of course she don't, because she's already making 226,000. So what really would it? And I was like, to be a mayor, I'm in a wrong profession. I can lie to some people in a year. She only been in office for 150 days. Why is she considered a raise? What have she done? I have my job. I've been here for 15 years, and they still tell me to prove myself to get 50-cent raise. Damn. I've been the devil at the Bible speaker.
That's right.
But this is why America is against everything the Lord says. And I'm happy you brought that out, because what we do is, because we see how they treat us, what do we want to go do? We want to run and go marry them. Tiger Woods, Charles Barkley. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3 about the shot. We run and go marry these people. But I pray that you understand that the Lord have laws against that. The Lord tells us who we can marry and who we should not marry. And unfortunately, we shouldn't marry those people. Go ahead, Baba Khan.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
What?
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
No, we should marry all of them.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Go ahead.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his sons.
No, we can let our daughter marry Brad Pitt.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his sons.
How about if I let my daughter marry Akon?
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Oh, what? I can't let my son marry Jennifer Lopez. I mean, what's the lady from Titanic?
Yeah.
I can't let my son marry the Prince of England.
Celine Dion.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't let him marry him. Go ahead.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
Because they will turn you away from following the Most High. That's it. Do you think Tiger Woods believes he's an Israelite? He think he's a oppressor. That's a lot. Our page that got flagged enough from trying TikTok and Instagram and YouTube or trying. He thinks he's oppressor. Right? Yeah.
Like if I may, sir. Like if I may. He think he's a hybrid.
Oh, I get it. He's a what?
To the point where, on one hand, he sees himself as an oppressor, having the power, the money, so on and so forth.
Right.
But what he will do is take advantage of his Israelite heritage.
Right.
Being the first great black golfer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They consider themselves a hybrid. Above everybody else. They're above everybody else except for the daddy, the so-called white man.
Right. Damn, that's heavy. Cut that up. And that makes sense. So he's black only when it puts him at number one.
Right.
But he's not black other than that. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Damn.
That's heavy.
Go ahead, Bob. Get shot.
And lucky if I
Go
may,
ahead, sir.
I don't want to mess up the rhythm of your
No,
class,
go ahead. You got it.
but what your rear brought out so heavy about the city of Oakland. I'm a slave in that system, right? And it's amazing to see you talk about that $75,000, right? And yes, she could say she don't want it, but I've seen the ins and outs and how she moved and trying to get that $75,000. Because that particular municipality has a whole bunch of Israelites working within that system. And she attempted to cozy up to these Israelites, us Israelites, to call herself supporting us to get a quote unquote pay raise so that she could get that $75,000.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, and the thing about it is to see my quote unquote fellow Israelites working within that same slavery to believe that she really wants to help us. No, we're just fodder for her to get her 75 G's.
Right.
Right? So when when she promised you, it's like that.
Go ahead.
So when she promised you,
Yes.
a quote unquote raise, and she's going to support you in your raise, she's only doing that to try to get hers. You understand what I'm saying?
It's a mind game.
Exactly. And it's a trip because it's like it. I was asked to go down to City Hall and speak upon all this other kind of stuff to beg our oppressor for a pay raise. I'm not begging my oppressor for shit.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? To get you to come down there and do a dog and pony show, but that dog and pony show is really for her.
Yeah, facts. Most High in Christ. And that's how they always done it. Every government official does it. And just to make it more clear what the Ottawa is saying, your presidents do it.
Right.
Every time it's time to vote,
right.
they'll come to the ghetto. They'll go to the Popeyes that's long, the one on 70, was that Popeye on 72nd? They're coming there to get chicken.
Right.
And when they come, all the ghetto people going to come there to meet the president. Right. He's going to sit there and open up a pack of hot sauce, pour it on his chicken, and tell you in words how he's going to support your movement. Right. That's what he does. That's what they do. Go ahead.
If I may, sir, unless you Trump, because Trump said there's 2 places I will never visit during my presidency. One place is East Oakland, the other place is Shocktown, Chicago.
He said that?
He literally said that.
But shout out to Oakland. Those high Christ. I knew the town was something special. In Chicago too. And guess what, Trump? We don't want you here, or they don't want you there.
That's right.
We don't want you. All right.
Go
ahead.
I had never ever heard that, right?
Man.
East Oakland is not going to go for that bull stuff.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm done.
He'll go into Popeyes and he'll come out, and that presidential ride will be needing new tires. Someone will have some spray painted on the side of it, and your speakers will be gone.
That's lucky, it's just funny. Kind of not even on top of it. It's funny you say that because I was working on 69th this week on Monday, and literally I went to the Popeyes over there, and literally right across the street, I felt bad because an Asian dude came out of his house or something, and the cops were there too because his car was on bricks. It was just funny because I was in that situation a couple of days ago.
And it happens everywhere. That's the new thing. Robbery and stuff is up 7%. Now, when one aspect of crime go up, they all up. They'll mention one just because they figure that's not so much to worry about. And best believe this: when they tell you it's up 7%, it's more like 17. Right. You know what I mean? But you got that Michael shot. This will be my last one. We're gonna wrap it up on this.
Verse 4: For they will turn away thy son from following me.
They will turn your son away from following the Most High. Just like, continue on.
That they may serve other gods.
Uh-huh.
So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
So look at that. The Lord said, he didn't say against your son that it will be kindled against. It said against you. Look at the Lord is not. He's not slack on punishing anybody.
Right.
He's going to punish me because my son want to sleep with a heathen. I disown you before I take you up to that mountain. Go ahead. We can read Bible shots.
Verse 5. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars and break down their images and cut down their groves and burn their graven images with fire.
This is what the Lord said he's going to do. And if you understand the Lord, this is something that you should do. That's why we got that picture of Caesar Borgia laying on the ground. And we pick them up and cast them down every chance we get. And I'm just hoping, I'm trying to go to the gym, Ottawa. I'm doing push-ups because I want to cast it down and just see it shatter in 50 pieces. Right. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do. But let me just give you one more precept of your time. Let's go to Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 25. This is something I think we can bring out. Look at Nehemiah chapter 13, 25.
Comment.
Okay. Go ahead.
Comment. This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 13, verse 25. And I contended with them and cursed them and smote certain of them.
So this is Nehemiah, and this is what he said. He said, I contended with him, right? Read that from the top of the shot.
Come. And I contended with them.
He contended with them. What does that mean? That means, wait, listen on, okay.
Means he pretty much went to battle with them.
He went back and forth with them. Back and forth with them. Go ahead.
Come. And cursed them.
And cursed them. He's telling you this is what's going to happen. Man, if you do this, cursed are you. You know what I mean? Not the Christian way. The Christian, they hear this and they say, oh, he must have called them a bad word. No, he cursed them. He said, I pray this happens to you. That's a curse. Go ahead.
Come. And smote certain of them.
Ooh, wee. What did that mean?
It's like it, sir.
Go ahead.
That means he took their life.
He put them hands on them, man. He put them hands on them. It's like if any of them guys who wear purple think they're going to come against this camp in Northern California, we're going to put them hands on you.
Right.
I pray you understand that. We got chairs. I just wanted to say that. I had to get that off. We got chairs, believe me. And the brothers who normally protect them chairs, brother, good luck trying to take it from them. It's Salakia. They didn't get these chairs, though. Salakia, I pray you understand that. Go ahead, Brother Bishop.
Come. And pluck off their hair.
Ooh, wee. He gonna shave them. Just shave them. And this is the thing. It's against the law for Israelites to what?
Shave our head?
Yeah. And he said he's going to pluck their hair off. It's like taking something from you. It's like, man, you're not of this. That's like what we do when brothers get in this truth and get weak and want to wear purple and smoke weed. What do? We go back to their house, we knock on the door, and what do?
So,
Go ahead.
Take their cover.
Take that cover back, man. Right. Clap it up for that. Clap it up for that. Oh, higher. Go ahead.
And made them swear by God, saying, Ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons.
So after we put them hands on them, and this is why captain is so important. When we put them on them enough, and give it to them, and let them know who they are and what they do, then you make them swear that they're not going to do this, man. This is what Nehemiah did. He said, look, I put it on them so tough, where they was like, please, Adonai, have mercy. And he said, well, I still swear to me, you're not going to give your kids to these stinking heathens.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Nor take their daughters unto your sons or for yourselves.
Exactly. Nor take their daughters to your sons or to yourselves. Where's that? Where are we at?
25.
Okay, let's go through 25.
Or 26,
Go ahead.
Verse 26. Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin by these things?
Now everybody know about that, right? Solomon sinned of doing what?
That's like taking many wives from different nations.
From different nations. And it caused him to sin. It made him weak. Because he began to what? Pay homage to their gods. Continue.
Yet among many nations was Yet among many nations was there no king like him, who was beloved of his God, and God made him king over all Israel. Nevertheless, even him did outlandish women cause to sin.
So these heathen women caused even a great man like Solomon to sin, who had everything. So again, that you think is a blessing, hey, you better know who you're serving and how you're rocking it, because it can easily be a curse.
All right.
You know what I mean? And Solomon got with these women, and he allowed them to convince him to sin against the Lord. In return, he cursed himself. All right? So with that, I'm going to go ahead,
It's
sir.
like if
No,
I
go
may,
ahead, sir.
just going back to verse 25,
Yes, sir.
Nehemiah was not
He
playing.
wasn't.
You know what I'm saying? He chastising the nation of Israel, right? Like he brought out just a moment ago, we not to mar the corners of our hair, the corner of our beard and stuff.
Right.
So he laying hands on them, just like plucking their shit out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But this is how serious I am.
Right.
You better hope your shit grow back.
Right.
Without marring the corner.
Right.
It's like that nigga was serious.
Right. Hey, look, I'm going to pluck it off you. Yeah, cut that up. I'm going to pluck it off you.
Right.
So you can never you never can get back in here.
Yeah, right. You'll never think about giving your daughter to them.
Right. I'm gonna torture you so bad
Right.
that and this is what we're going through now. The Lord is doing it though.
Right. Damn right.
The Lord is doing it. So what we got to do is make sure that we don't give our daughters to them, and that we don't give our sons to them, because without us, they have nothing, and without the Most High, we have nothing.
Right.
All right. So with that, I'd like to clap it up. We just break down class and get us out of here. I'd like to say Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbarakatah to all the brothers. Yahweh Shemar Alatah Ba'Shem Yahweh Shalom and the sisters, man. The why they tune in tomorrow, Wednesday night, the law class. Wednesday, the Adonai Kabbalah gonna be holding it down. Lord allow, tune in, 7 o'clock sharp. Shalom, Israel.